When you guys started to experience success, right? Like, what would you say? What was that feeling like, and was it surreal for you?
Yeah, it was surreal. Sometimes you don't, when you're in the moment, you don't really notice the moment or the history that you're making. Right before I got my deal, I had got into some trouble joyriding with some friends around my way that had me looking at possibly looking at some time, and the disgust that I seen on my mother's face hurt me so much that I promised that I would turn that, I mean, it sounds cheesy, but turn that frown upside down type of thing. But the disgust, I wanted to turn that disgust into something that was joyful. And me having success through hip hop, buying her a home and giving her the keys to her home and seeing her face, that day made me go, wow, I did this off of words, and it changed, that disgust turned into joy. So it was definitely opposite ends of the spectrum. And it was just amazing feeling for me, man. So that's when I knew I really had success. I mean, in the layman's terms, man, we went away to Chicago one weekend and we didn't come back to 3 months later. So when we came back, I remember going to the chicken shack. I'm still not thinking we're famous or anything, but we've been going for almost a month. I go to the chicken shack with my manager. He has a Jaguar. I'm leaning on a Jaguar, eating some chicken in front of the chicken shack, and the guy on South Orange Avenue and Bergen Street, the chicken shack is still there, and I am now the councilman of that area. Was looking at
Wow.
me, and he's looking at me. And back then, if somebody's looking at you that hard, it's a problem. So initially, I say to him, "Yo, what you looking at?" And probably not so nice, but what you looking at? You got a problem with me? And his face was kind of startled, like. And my manager came out, apologized to the guy, pulled me to the side, and said, "What is the matter with you? He looking at you because he see you on TV every day." And I was like, I was working so much that I didn't even realize our record was being played on the radio in rotation. Our video was on everything moving when it comes to videos. So I didn't realize it, you know. And when he said that to me, that was another time that made me realize, like, wow, we really doing this.
It's amazing because when you're growing up in that kind of environment, the conditioning that you receive as far as this is how you handle these type of situations, and the more that you start to leave the block per se, leave the hood, or go travel, and your worldly view starts to open up, right? The things that you experience help shape you in a different way, that quite possibly a lot of people don't think that they'll ever get to experience. So I think that your description of that is amazing because it is definitely a learning moment for you.
Definitely a learning moment. Traveling, I went to college. I went to Shaw University in Raleigh, North Carolina, which was an amazing experience. But the place where I've learned the most, they say that the colleges gives out life credits now, right? Well, the place that I got most of my credits from was traveling the world. I've learned more, man, I've learned so many things about life from traveling. And I'm glad you pointed that out because the conditioning that we go through, the trauma that we go through, and we never deal with in our communities has conditioned us to be a certain way. And here I am traveling, I come back and I fall right back into that same space. And it took my manager to snap me out of it. Like, fool, you just came back from such and such. He's watching you on TV. He's not looking at you because he has a beef with you. So, the mindset changes. And it makes you understand, too, of the mindset of the people who don't come from where you come from because they're looking at things totally different.
Right. It's crazy because when you think about it, why does it always have to be someone is staring at you because they have a problem with you when they could actually be admiring you? They could like your shirt, like what you have on or something. But oftentimes when you're growing up in that kind of environment, there's almost like a 2 second rule, right? Like you got to
Yeah.
react immediately. Um, and
Hmm.
and like you said, like the trauma that you experience, it's a shame because obviously you see it every day. I know from being a councilman, from being a part of your
Oh yeah.
community, and you see the things that are normalized that shouldn't be
Hmm. And a
normalized,
whole nother level too,
right?
right? That's a whole nother level of it.
Because
I seen
right,
it.
because like you're
I'm sorry.
seeing it and it's not normal. It's not normal to experience, right? But we normalize it because it's a regular occurrence. Like hearing gunshots or seeing people die in front of
Nah,
you, these different things. So many incidents of untreated PTSD because these things are just they're not supposed to be for you to digest. A part of your diet because diet is more than just what you consume as far as foods, drinks. It's up here too in your brain, and it's a shame.
super fact. Yeah, definitely, man. We have to be careful of our diets too, man. The mental intake is very important too, what we put into our minds, not just our bodies. So you definitely have a point with that.
Yeah, and just like you were talking about earlier with manifestation, right? The things that you take into your brain, that's what you put into existence,
True.
right?
So
Just like
true.
whatever you consume, like especially like on social media, when you look at your feed, what does your feed consist of?
Right, right. Look at your feed and see what you're looking at.
Right.
What does your feed mean? What's coming down your timeline? And that's true to reality in real life. What's coming down your timeline in real life? Are you talking life? Are you talking death?
Oh, yeah, most definitely.